Homer got into a huge fight with Ned, and the guy swore he'd never talk to him again. Come with me and find out what went down after that decision turned Homer's life completely upside down. It all kicks off with the Simpsons driving around. Marge looks up at some billboards and sees a bunch of people she doesn't even recognize. Homer's like, just some random folks, and starts ranting about how everything used to be better back in the day. He misses when ads were for energy drinks or windshield repair shops. Then Lisa jumps in and explains that all those ads are for DJs, super popular with the younger crowd. And it's not just the fame, these DJs are rolling in cash. One of them even bought his parents a mansion. So Homer, never one to miss an opportunity, decides Bart's gonna be a DJ too. Maybe one day he'll buy the family a house. He hands Bart some old vinyl records to start mixing and practice. At first, Bart's like, this is kind of weird, but he quickly gets into it. Only thing missing? The look. So Homer hooks him up with a vest, some shades, and bam! DJ drip secured. Everything's going fine until Bart decides to practice at 4 in the freaking morning. Marge hears the noise, goes down to the basement, and catches the whole thing. Homer tries to explain, saying real DJs gotta put in the hours. But that's not even the real issue. Maggie needs to sleep. And Homer's solution. He stuffs the baby into a cooler, tosses a blanket on top, pokes a few air holes, and calls it a day. Problem solved in his head. Marge shuts it down. Bart's not allowed to play down there anymore. But Homer's already one step ahead. He even put out flyers saying Bart was throwing a show at their house that night. Party time comes. The house is packed with kids, and Bart's killing it on the decks. But it's late, and Flanders and his boys can't sleep. He comes over to ask Homer to turn it down or shut it off. And what happens? Bart samples one of Flanders' lines into the mix, and the crowd goes wild. Next day, Flanders shows up with noise-canceling headphones. Homer, without missing a beat, snatches the bag out of his hands. Dude just wants to try them on. That night, another party, even louder. Flanders and his boys can't get a wink. But Homer, sleeping like a baby with those stolen headphones on. Marge, Lisa, even Maggie in the cooler, all knocked out. Next morning, their backyard looks like a tornado hit it. Trees down, trash everywhere. Bart took too long to drop the beat, and he realizes the DJ life ain't for him. Says it's as intense as doing surgery. So yeah, he quits. Homer's devastated. He was already interviewing butlers. At breakfast, the family mourns the end of the dream. Marge takes a moment to thank Homer for the headphones he bought. And he just goes, I didn't buy nothing. Borrowed them from Flanders. Marge snaps, go return them, now! I don't want beef with Ned. Homer heads over and finds Flanders at the door. Dude's a total mess, eye-twitching and everything. Homer figures, hey, I've never borrowed his sweater, and tries to take that too. But he's so out of shape it won't even fit. That's when Ned loses it. He tells Homer he's done, for good. He's not speaking to him ever again. 'Cause seriously, at this point, there's nothing Homer hasn't stolen. And Homer? He's all jazzed up like it's some kind of win. But let's be real. Ned's had the patience of a saint. Living next to Homer ain't easy. Still, Homer thinks he's the victim here. He stays up late, waiting for Ned to come over and chat like always. But crickets. So Homer goes to him. Not to say sorry, of course, just to mess with him. Teases him about the silent treatment. Even tries dumping leaves on his lawn. Nothing works. 3 months go by. Homer swings by Flanders' little store, pretending to be a customer just to hear him talk. But it's the clerk who answers. Another 3 months. It's Christmas. Homer kidnaps baby Jesus from Flanders' nativity scene. But, of course, Ned had a backup. Foiled again. Out of options, Homer asks Marge for help. She goes to talk to Ned. Being the sweetheart she is, he lets her in and explains why he cut Homer off. When she comes back, she hits him with the truth. If I wasn't married to you, I wouldn't talk to you either. She totally gets where Ned's coming from, and Homer's got no comeback. Last shot, apologize. Homer actually gets into it. He spends hours writing this heartfelt letter. Lisa gives it her seal of approval, and he slips it under Flanders' door. Next morning, the fam wakes up and… wait, where's all their stuff? It's gone. Flanders took it all and trashed it right in front of them. Revenge? Nah. Everything he took was his, stuff Homer borrowed and never gave back. Homer thinks the letter didn't work, but it did the opposite. It showed Ned that Homer does know what he's doing, and that just pissed him off more. 'Cause Ned spent years thinking Homer had some kind of issue, like maybe he couldn't help being this way. But now he knows Homer's just a lazy jerk who doesn't care. In one of the dumbest moves of his life, Homer hops in the car to text Marge that he's gonna try to make peace with Ned. And of course, he crashes into Ned's car, which turns into a bumper car fight in the middle of the street. In court, the judge is stunned at how much these two hate each other. Says the only time she's seen this kind of drama is with couples who are madly in love. So, she orders them to couples therapy, anywhere from 2 to 100 hours. The therapist tries to get them talking, but they're too busy trying to murder each other with their eyes. So she offers a shortcut: psychedelics. She doses them and says, if you see a door, open it. If you see a light, follow it. Easy enough. During their trip, they meet a bunch of famous cartoon characters. Then they're in some medieval battle, and they're the only survivors. Their castles, aka their minds, are left wide open. Curious, each one enters the other's castle, and they discover something unexpected. They both have shrines. Homer's got one of Ned, and Ned's got one of Homer. That's when Homer gets it. He's super jealous of Ned. The guy's happy, successful, and Homer treats him like trash because he feels like crap next to him. And even when he tries to bring Ned down, he still can't measure up. And Ned, he realizes he likes feeling morally superior to Homer. That's why he kept putting up with him, even knowing he's the world's worst neighbor. In the end, they both realize all they really want is for things to stay exactly how they've always been. Ned being perfect and Homer mooching off him. They patch things up and go back to normal. Next morning, Homer steals Flanders' newspaper, they have a mini argument, and Flanders gives his signature sigh. Homer hands back the sweater, now 3 sizes bigger, and all's right in Springfield again. If this made you laugh, cringe, or just think classic Homer, then hit that subscribe button, smash the bell, join this crazy neighborhood. And don't worry, I won't steal your sweater, maybe just your newspaper. See you next video.